every day. The town is full of predator, don't turn a little prey. I flip $1 million out of nothing, make them feel a certain way. Hoping that the switch.
What's good, y'all? Fisk Vegas, the hardest voice of sports. Go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the Fisk, while you at it. Y'all know what time it is. If you ain't with it, you best get with it. Now let's rock. Listen, hit that sub button. Alright, hit the subscribe button. Join this Fisk Unit army and get Fisk Unit tough. Okay, you know who's Fisk Unit tough? You know who's the most Fisk Unit tough soldier in the world right now? Daniel Jones. Okay, this is a guy who beat the Eagles with a broken freaking neck. We're gonna call him Daniel Kurt Angle Jones from now on, man. It's like that. Look, all jokes aside though, the news came out today that Daniel Jones has structural damage done to his neck. That's not good. Peyton Manning, in my opinion, is the greatest quarterback that ever lived. One of my all-time favorite players. He had to retire because of a neck injury. David Wilson, if it hits more closer to home, if I bring up a giant, had to retire early because of neck problems. The neck is no joke. It's your neck. Any hit, any random throw in the motion, anything. Daniel Jones is a gym rat. What if he lifts the wrong way? What if he sleeps the wrong way? This is your neck we're talking about. This is fragile. And rumor has it that the Giants played him versus the Eagles knowing he was hurt. Now, I know the reports have came out over the past couple hours that Daniel Jones injured himself on a play versus the Eagles. But I will say this, would it shock anybody if the Giants are covering up the Daniel Jones injury versus the Buccaneers? Would it shock anybody? Because it wouldn't shock me. We're in the NFL right now where they're covering up Daniel Snyder drama in Washington. There's over 600,000 emails or whatever the hell that is. 60,000, 600,000, whatever the number of emails it was. And some guy all the way in Vegas named John Gruden gets fired, but the FBI didn't find anything on actual Dan Snyder, and that's the emails that they seized. Like, stop playing. The NFL covered up Spygate because they didn't want the people to see what Belichick was really recording. So what I'm trying to say is, it would not shock me if John Mara and them are trying to cover their tracks. It would not shock me. And to that I say, shame on y'all, man. As you can see, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm just tired of being tired with this team. But when it comes to Daniel Jones, I feel like we failed this kid. No, they failed him. I'm not saying we in this situation. They failed him. Never got him a line. They finally got him some weapons, but they can't stay healthy. Hiring Jason Garrett, firing Shermer, playing him when he may or may not have been hurt. It just, at some point, man, they failed this kid. They complete and utterly failed Daniel Jones. They had the perfect quarterback prospect, which Daniel Jones really is. He's a perfect prospect. If you look up, if you took away the fact that he played from Duke, if Daniel Jones played at Ohio, or he played at Michigan or Georgia or Alabama or LSU, if he played at an important school, he'd have been the number one pick. But because he was from Duke, they shitted on him. But the truth of the matter is, Daniel Jones has a great arm. He has great size. He's mobile. He's smart. And the Giants fucked it up. If Belichick had this, if Sean Payton had this, Shanahan had this, Daniel Jones would be in MVP conversations right now. But the Giants fumbled the bag. The Giants completely fumbled the bag. And I'm going to be honest with you, Giants fans. Just sit his ass the rest of the year. At this point, just sit Danny the rest of the year. Don't get this kid hurt. For what? What are we playing Daniel Jones for? So Joe Judge can complete his case to John Mara at the end of the year why he should keep his job? That's how you know Joe Judge's job isn't safe. Because if Joe Judge's job is safe, why would he play Daniel Jones? I mean, have you actually stopped to ask yourselves that? If Joe Judge felt that his job was safe, why would he be in a rush to play Daniel Jones? I mean, for real, why? Because if Joe Judge felt his job was safe, he would want those draft picks. And don't give me that bullshit about, oh, NFL teams don't tank games. We watched the Eagles pull their starters in the fourth quarter. I watched Jacksonville bench Gardner Minshew and play Mike Glennon the last half of the season. Yeah, that happened. The same Mike Glennon who could barely complete a forward fucking pass for the Giants was starting over Gardner Minshew last year because they wanted Trevor Lawrence. So don't sit here and tell me that these NFL teams don't freaking tank. Okay? So as far as I'm concerned, Joe Judge must know he is on the hot seat right now. So for him to want to put Daniel Jones out there at risk so he could get an extra win or two to make his, so he could plead his case to John Mara is deplorable. It is, because my thing is, why on God's green earth would we put a kid out there who has structural neck damage? Why would we put this kid out at risk on a 4-8 fucking team? This team is 4-8 and ain't going nowhere. Why in the hell would Daniel Jones be on that field for the remainder of the damn season? Somebody go into my comment section and justify that. Because I can't. Under no circumstances should Daniel Jones play another snap this season. Under no circumstances. This whole organization is an embarrassment. This whole season is an embarrassment. And as a Giants fan, I am embarrassed to root for this team. I am embarrassed to call myself a Giants fan. And most importantly, I am ashamed of the money that I spend on this fucking team year in and year out. I may not go to the games, but I buy the jerseys. I buy the hats. Pandemic time, I got my Giants mask. You know why you get NFL Network? NFL Game Pass and shit, so I can make sure I watch the Giants. I come on this YouTube channel every day for y'all and talk about this team. I am ashamed to admit that I am associated with such a filth organization that's out there putting their franchise quarterback at risk so they can win meaningless, stupid games. I am embarrassed. And I'm ashamed. And I'm tired of it. I am freaking tired of it.
Mr. Doshi.
Whatever, man. Whatever. I ain't got nothing else to say, man. Shout out to DJ, man. None of this is your fault, bro. Shout out to Daniel Jones. That's it. That's all. I'll probably try and do a Joe Judge press conference reaction if he speaks on it, or if I can get a clip of him speaking on the Daniel Jones injury, I'll probably do a reaction to that. So stay tuned, fellas. Stay tuned. That's it. That's all. Subscribe to the unit if you're rocking with me. My name is Fisk Vegas, and I approve this message.